There are 13 differences in the texts. Find them by asking your partner questions. You can only ask 15 questions. Put a tick once you've asked a question to keep track. Marie Curie was a physicist and chemist, best known for her groundbreaking work on radioactivity. Curie was born Maria Salome Sklodowska in Warsaw, Poland in 1867. She studied in secret at the clandestine classes at university in Warsaw before traveling to Paris, where she shared accommodation with her sister before beginning her studies in physics, chemistry, and mathematics at the University of Paris. Curie obtained her physics degree in 1893, followed by a mathematics degree the following year. It was during this time that she met her future husband, Pierre Curie. Pierre was one of the school professors, and after Marie was denied a place at Krakow University due to the fact that she was a woman, she returned to Paris and married Pierre in 1895. The newly married couple worked together to investigate radioactive uranium minerals, which they based on the works of German Wilhelm Röntgen and French physicist Henri Becquerel. Curie discovered that the radioactivity came from the atoms of the material, and then went on to discover the radioactive elements of thorium, polonium, and radium. The Curies and Becquerel were awarded at the 1903 Nobel Prize for Physics. Pierre Curie was killed in an accident in 1906, hit by a horse-drawn carriage, so Marie took over his teaching post, becoming the first woman to teach at the University of Paris, and she devoted herself to carrying on the work that she and her husband had started. Marie was awarded a second Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 1911, becoming the first person ever to win 2 Nobel Prizes. Her research led to the development of X-rays in surgery, and she then helped to equip ambulances in World War I with X-ray equipment. She often drove the ambulances to the front line herself. She began touring after the war, including 2 tours to the United States in order to raise funds for radium research to equip and fund radiation laboratories. Unaware of the damaging effects of radioactive materials, Marie carried out thousands of experiments without any safety protection, often carrying test tubes of radioactive materials with her in her pocket. She died in 1934 from leukemia, and to this day her research papers are still highly radioactive and are kept on display in lead-lined boxes. She's interred in the Pantheon in Paris. Marie and Pierre had 3 daughters: Irina, another chemistry Nobel Prize winner, and Ewa, a pianist. Their second daughter died after she was born. Nothing is to be feared. It is only to be understood. These are the words of Marie Curie, whose birth 150 years ago is celebrated in November. She is believed by many to be the greatest woman scientist who ever lived. From her early days in Poland, when she had to struggle to be accepted even as a student, Marie Curie rose to attain a wealth of notable firsts. She became the first woman in Europe to receive a doctorate in science, the first woman to teach at the world-famous Sorbonne University in Paris, and the first woman to win a Nobel Prize for Physics. In addition, she gave several new words to the dictionary, including Curie, a unit for measuring radioactivity. Marie was born in the Polish capital, Warsaw, on November 7, 1867. As Polish universities did not accept women students at that time, she had to pay her own expenses to be taught at the Sorbonne in Paris, where she obtained a degree in mathematical sciences and met and married her husband Pierre. The Curles first studied the powerful rays, similar to X-rays, given off by the element uranium, U. They called the process radioactivity. Later they experimented with a mineral called pitchblende, whose radioactivity appeared to be far greater than that of uranium. This led to the discovery of 2 new radioactive elements, polonium, Po, and radium, Ra. Much of the couple's work was carried out in a small, drafty shed, and most of their own money went to pay for equipment and materials. For their work, The couple was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1903. Disaster struck the following year when Pierre was knocked down and killed by a horse and cart as he crossed a busy street in Paris. Although she was devastated by the loss, Marie, along with her two daughters, continued to devote time and energy to complete the work she had started with Pierre. She became a professor at the Sorbonne, won a second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, for isolating pure radium, and opened the Institute of Radium, a research facility, in Paris. During the First World War, Marie and her daughter Irene worked to develop the use of radioactivity in the field of medicine. This included the provision of little Curie Small, mobile trucks containing X-ray machines that visited surgical stations near the front lines to help diagnose soldiers' injuries. In later life, Marie traveled the world lecturing, raising money for scientific research and receiving medals, degrees, and other awards. She died from a blood disorder in 1943, aged 67, killed by Paulson from the very substances she had struggled to understand and which now can do so much good in the treatment of diseases like cancer. The organization, Marie Curie, that has taken her name, now provides care and support for people living with terminal illness and their families. The organization cared for over 40,000 people across the United Kingdom last year.